Hello, City Pigeons.
What's happening, everybody?
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Northeast Boyz.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Northeast Boyz in the house.
Mike Meach and Eric Fink are here with me. I am Jesse Rendell. How's everybody doing tonight, guys?
Excellent.
Fantastic.
We got our man Mark Goodhart over at the Goodhart Bar checking in. How's the Goodhart Bar over there, Mark?
Just getting a flavor saver.
Doing well.
Yeah.
That's
now just go speaking to the
you
mic.
wear that well.
Yeah. What's the real quick? Let's just get a quick opening statement on the mustache because we haven't seen that. He looks very Latin, don't you think? He's got like a Latin lover vibe,
Latin vibe,
like a Cuban thing. most people seem to like it.
See, Poppy.
Everyone seems to like it except my wife.
Which is usually the most important opinion.
Indeed, it's the most important. It really has me torn whether to keep it or not. And Danielle, I love you, babe. And
Who's Danielle? Oh, that's your wife.
I just cut it in the other day to
Just kidding.
try and give my kids a little bit of a laugh, and then it's been around for 5-6 days.
I love the way you're holding the mic like Mick Jagger, yet it's pointed completely to the side of you. You are aware of the fact that
That's very interesting. It's a very interesting.
Well, it was in front of the mustache, so I just moved.
oh, I see. It's all about the stash. Beautiful. Thank you for being here, good sir. We love you very much.
I'm happy to be here.
Guys, so much has happened since the last time that we were together.
Has it really?
It has. And really, honestly, again, things are seeming really good. It is kind of a dream scenario for us here in the Midsummer. We got the Midsummer Classic coming up next week. And for the first time, I think, is it the first time the Phillies have sent 7 guys?
Since a long time.
1921.
Do you know that off the top of your head?
Not for sure, but it's sometime around there.
Okay, 1921. That seems like a long time ago. So I think that's a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful.
When players back in 1921 were called Shamrock McGilly.
Sloppy McGee.
And they threw 14 miles an hour.
Shamrock McGilly. That's pretty good. They threw 40 games a year. You know what I mean? Don't get it. My dad will
rubber arms.
My dad will always get on a rant about how
7 is actually a franchise record.
7 is a franchise record.
You said
See?
the wrong.
You
down
guys
the wrong
don't even
street.
know.
No. You did that. You led us
You
down
said
the wrong street.
1921. Anyway, my dad
That was our research department.
Who
Blame
listens
them.
to me?
Nobody listens.
Our
to you.
fucking crack staff research department doesn't know shit.
Rock says that Mark looks like Freddie Mercury. So, Mark, I don't know if that's a good thing. I assume that's a good thing. You'll take it, right?
As I said to him, could be worse.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Rocky B-Ball is on his way from B-Ball. Everyone, I know there's a lot of Rocky fans. We had to update you, make sure that you were aware of that. Rocky is on his way. We got Fink here on the main stage. If you're not here by the start of the show, that's just what happens. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
Best abilities available.
Everybody knows 8 o'clock. Okay, so I want to jump right in on this because I think for the past couple weeks, Meech, I know you've been kind of laying low with things. I don't think we've really heard your thoughts.
I've been keeping them to myself. I don't think anyone deserves my thoughts.
I think people like your thoughts, man. And you always have a witty way of conveying your thoughts that people find generally entertaining. So we're going to find out those thoughts right now as it pertains to the Sixers, who last week we were like, okay, you add Paul George, a couple other guys, but mainly it was about Paul George and whether he was, that was the right addition at the time and whether it was a smart thing to give him a 4-year deal, so on and so forth. A couple things have happened since that time that really pushed people over the edge. It really seems like the Caleb Martin signing is what took people's Sixers hysteria to an absolutely new level. And Meech, we haven't heard from you throughout any of this, so I'd love to get your take. Do you think at this point what Daryl Morey has done puts the Sixers as potentially the top team in the East, or what are we thinking?
Yeah, Meech.
Potentially, yes. I mean, this team absolutely has the potential to be a contender for the top team in the East. Can they do it? Who knows? They really have nobody that passes the ball on the team. I believe Maxey will probably get better. He might who's your point guard right now? Is there one? Well, I doubt we're bringing Lowry back, and even Lowry, he can't play back-to-back games, and he can't play more than 25 minutes a game. There's legitimate concerns for this team.
Really slow.
Is what all I'm saying is. And they might be a team that wins 60 games in the regular season, and they're going to be awesome to watch. At times, like when Maxey's going to have those games where he goes off for 45, and Embiid's going to have 30 before the end of the third quarter, and Paul George might have 25. It's going to be fun to watch, and it'll be dominating. You can't say anything they did was bad. All the moves they made were to get better. They were all like Caleb Martin took less money. Oubre signed a team-friendly deal to come back to these guys. Everything's looking good, but you just know how it ends. I mean, that's all I can think of.
I think that's the question, right?
It ends in the second round, I'm told.
Are we looking at the same?
Hey,
Are we looking at the same type of ending, or as compared? Years past, we've considered them kind of a contender. But there's always something that has you like, and this is going to be a problem.
I don't mean to be a dick about Joel.
Be a dick.
But do you know the most games he's ever played in a season? 68 games. I was in like 2022. He's injured. He's been injured every year of his professional career and every year of his collegiate career. And I don't know what he did in high school.
He played soccer.
And in his 14th NBA season, I doubt it's going to change. So here's the matter is you can count on him for 30 to 35 minutes a game of really great basketball. If you want him to do anything more, you're asking too much out of him. He bumped his minutes up from 33 in the regular season to 41 in the playoffs last year, and he was totally beat by the end of the first round.
Go ahead, Fink.
he
Get
had
in
a
here.
bad knee.
It's every year he's got the bad
But
knee.
like,
Every year
but
he's
you blame
coming
him-
off an
But you're
injury.
blaming him
and-
for injuries. Some of it was one time a player ran in and broke his face. A player. Like, that's a freak accident. Another time a player fell into
Injury
his
prone.
knee. How we label him injury prone when he's
But
getting
when
these freak
it has
accidents,
happened
and I agree
every
with
single year of his career, it's not a freak accident. It's he puts himself in a position to, like, in Golden State this year, he wouldn't have gotten fallen on if he didn't fall to the ground in the beginning. I mean, this is what you have to expect. So I think the only way to get through it is to have a miracle where Joel is healthy throughout the playoffs. That's the only way to do it. And I don't see it happening. But if it does, it's not like I'm not going to enjoy the Sixers this year. I'm going to love it. It's not like I'm going to not root for them when they get in the playoffs. But in the back of my head, I'm going to be like, when's the other shoe going to drop? Because it's dropped every fucking year of his Sixers career.
Mark, did you have something to say on this?
Two things. Completely agree. When he plays the playoffs, I'll enjoy it, but I'm waiting to see it. And I don't have confidence that it will happen, that he will last through the whole season and the whole playoffs. History tells us it won't. Second thing, what's interesting, I have season tickets. Since all these signings, people have been coming up to me being like, oh my God, you're so lucky. Sixers are going to be amazing this year. They're going to be so awesome. That hasn't happened in years. So there is this odd level of interest, even though, they just always let us down.
And here's the other thing. When I've heard so many people be like, "Oh, Paul George is the perfect fit with Embiid." Like, who has honestly been a perfect fit with Embiid? And how do you know that basketball player exists? Have you ever seen? I think the closest we came to a perfect fit with Embiid was Harden, because he can get him the ball in tight spaces, hit him with that pocket pass, hit him with a lob over the top after a pick and roll when they're doubling Harden. There's really not a perfect. He's such an odd player where he demands the ball in the post. He doesn't really play on the block too much. And I see Steve Kerr says in the Olympics they're going to play him down low on the block. Well, he's not going to play there. Just watch these. He doesn't want to play there. So it's going to be it's going to be interesting to watch. I'm going to enjoy it. They're going to be a great team, and they're going to be a 2-3 seed in the playoffs. It's going to be them, the Knicks, and the Celtics. You
remember when Harden first came, those first couple games, and it was like Kendrick Perkins, and people were talking about them being like a Shaq and Kobe type duo.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But no, the thing that concerns me about what you're saying is it almost doesn't matter who you get and who you put around Embiid, because he's not looking like he can make it through a season. He's not going to make it through a playoff run. And so basically,
that's
Fink,
my concern.
You did bring up the point that Meach was calling for an Embiid trade recently. Is that correct?
For Sabonis and Keegan Murray.
All right.
And like 3 first-round picks.
All right, but that doesn't make the team better. Embiid, when he's healthy, is a top. So we don't have any arguments. Top 7 player in the NBA.
I'd say higher than that.
So
He's
would
a
I.
top
I
three
didn't
player.
want to have an argument.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to have an
Top
argument. I
seven?
don't want
That's fine. You
God
put a little
damn it,
padding
Mark.
in. You put a little padding in.
Such a random
him
number.
and Maxey last year were on a 60-win pace. And I understand you're saying like he has to stay healthy. It all does come down to Embiid staying healthy. But like the fact is like we're calling him like, oh, he's a loser. He can't get past here. He's always half the injuries are not his fault. Look at the teams that's been around him. This is the first year since he's been drafted that he doesn't have Tobias Harris or Jahlil Okafor as a teammate. Look at what Tobias Harris did in the playoffs last year.
But
Like,
here's the thing.
You are upgrading Tobias
thing.
Harris with Paul George.
They have always managed. I mean, last year was a bit of an aberration because he missed so much time that they dropped. But they've always been a pretty high seed. Like they've had great regular seasons. It's been his inability to make it through the playoffs that has been really what's
I
killed.
even like their bench this year. Morey's got to go back to his Houston Rockets while he picked up Eric Gordon. But Eric Gordon's a tough little
Gordon's a
fucking
good player.
And, he'll pull up from any spot on the court anywhere. He'll pull up and shoot from. I even like this zesty little rookie we got, Jared McCain.
Zesty.
He's looking good. Like his game is very offbeat, onbeat. It reminds me of a mix between Maxey and Markelle Fultz, if we're being honest. And he's got a sweet shot.
Sweet.
Yes, it's very.
I do
Very
want to
sweet.
dig
And he's
deeper
zesty.
into the McCain scenario because I think it's interesting. There's a bit of a
Ricky Council. I mean, I know everyone freaks out on summer league games,
Yeah.
but he looks like
29, right?
he's ready to make a little leap to where he's going to demand some playing.
How did the
time.
other
Did
summer
you see
league,
that dunk he threw down the first game?
Yeah.
How did the other summer league games go so far? I saw the first one, all the highlights from that.
Those
Those
two,
two, they
a
only
buzzer.
played one, right?
Oh, I thought they
There's
played
also,
two.
I think, on a buzzer beater last night.
Oh,
Really?
did they?
And
I know it was by 2. I was watching the Phils.
It's so funny when somebody like Ricky Council goes off in the summer league game because people just lose their minds.
Yeah.
He's going to be the greatest
Right.
next thing, and I hope he is. Obviously, I guess for me, it's like when you look in the past, it's been like, okay, we've got Embiid, Harden, Maxey took a huge step this year, so it's different. But you thought he was pretty reliable. Then you go right to like Toby and a bunch of other guys. This year, it does seem, though, that there is depth that we haven't had in the past. I don't know. Maybe that gives them the opportunity to give Embiid a little bit more rest. He doesn't have to play as much. But having more guys that are comfortable with the ball in their hands at the end of games, guys that can score, that aren't very kind of peculiar in the way that James Harden was, I think should give us more confidence. But do you think people generally, like, people seem like really excited? Do you think that's a little bit like, I mean, it's natural when you got these free agents.
I don't know. Like, I get why people are excited and how they want it, but it's fascinating to me. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but how can you get this excited about a team that constantly lets you down? Like, I'm just that's why I'm taken aback a little bit. I'm gonna enjoy it for what it is, and I'm gonna watch it. Here's another thing you got to take into account: how many teams flourish when they bring back 4 returning players, and one of them is Ricky Council. The other 3, it's Oubre, Maxey, and Embiid are the only 3 players.
Who's
that
the
are
last
returning.
big free agent you remember the Sixers signing before Paul George?
I mean,
That's why people are getting excited, Jess. Like, you're signing the biggest free agent in Sixers probably history.
yeah,
well,
but
that's a good point. I mean, I guess Harden was a trade, right? Jimmy Butler was a trade.
Like, and everyone's just downplaying how good Paul George is. Like, Paul George is a 23, 5-5 guy, and we're acting like some scrub. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, he's probably a top 25 NBA player.
Facts. Look at this.
Yeah, Rocky
When you
B-ball's in
need
here.
somebody to come in and analyze
This is what I
things
need. I know
You
Rocky's
turn
excited for the Sixers.
to the man that's fresh off the basketball court. He's got no shirt.
Oh,
He's got the
God.
towel. This is a first for the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Rock is here. He's shirtless. He's sweating. He's driven
The first
from the
minute is
basketball
free.
court.
After that, it's 99 cents a minute to watch Rock
just
with his shirt
sparred-
off over
he
here.
just sparred 6 rounds of Joe Hand gym.
We finally figured out how to make some money here.
I just need to cool down. You know what I mean? I was cooking tonight. You know,
Were
it was
you
hot in the
cooking,
gym.
dude?
A little bit. Yeah, I was cooking.
What's
tonight.
the update? Can you? What was your stat line?
7
Paul George?
George turnovers.
Let's see, stat line, I don't know, but probably about 17, 18.
Ooh.
Probably about
Solid.
3 or 4 dimes, about 7, 8 rebounds. You know,
Rocky McCain
we got the
numbers.
win though. That's all that matters. We got the win.
Rocky
Oh,
B-ball.
I'll
I'll tell you what,
Rocky B-ball.
it was hot as hell in that gym, man. I know, like you guys have kids and you go through these summer league basketball, whatever. Some of these gyms in the summer are unbearable, man. It's like
Yeah.
straight up.
Shout out to Ben Salem. That's my son's summer league gym. They got air conditioning there.
Oh, they got air conditioning in there.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
I play in two summer men's leagues. In both leagues, there's no air conditioning in the gym, and it is like blazing hot in there.
Yeah. Shout out to Mark for turning off the air
Yeah.
conditioning
I
unit.
did warn you.
You did. Think
I
you
mean,
did
he
your job.
turned it off,
Damn
so
it.
that just means I got to keep the shirt off most of the night.
It's gonna get hot in here very quickly. Well, Rocky,
Got hot as soon as Rock walked in here.
it did get hot. So, as you may have gathered, we were just getting Meech's take
I
on
was listening.
all the things that have happened with the Sixers
Mhm.
because we haven't talked to him a little bit and a lot has happened. And last week, I'm trying to remember what your take
But-
was. Oh,
And
wait, hold on.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I just want to say real quick. I
clarify?
don't want to be that dude that bums people out. Just enjoy the. If you want to be crazy about I seen people get crazy about KJ Martin's potential balloon payment. Like it's just so weird. Like people are freaking weird. with it.
Because you're using it in a trade to get a better player. Come on, Meech. I need you to get freaking excited with me, man. I just need it. I freaking need it.
excited.
Get excited.
Sorry to interrupt.
Maybe we should show him some of McCain's TikTok videos to get him
We
excited.
called him the zesty
Yeah.
rookie.
Zesty. What a word.
He's zesty.
He is. He's a little zesty. I mean, that's a good word for him.
Zesty
That's my
rookie.
boy. Let's not hate on my boy.
Okay.
That's my
I
guy.
mean, he did get buckets the other night.
Yeah.
The bucket getter.
Yeah.
I like to
Yo,
think.
his game is legit. I mean,
he was
There's
playing
no-
against dudes that like there's probably better talent in my men's league, but you know,
Better talent in your men's league than NBA summer league. I don't know.
I doubt.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember what your take was on the roof deck.
Swaggy Mitch
What-
in NBA summer league.
Getting buckets.
the guy who does the tornado or whatever it's called, the volcano. I don't know.
Oh, talking about headband Brian. Yeah.
Okay.
My take last week was,
I don't remember because the deck
I
got
was-
away from us very quickly.
you know, when they first started talking about who they're going to get in the offseason, I was completely against Paul George for some reason. But then, you know, they get him. You think about it for a day or two. You realize, like, the team's better. Who else were they going to actually go out and get besides, like, maybe LeBron, which obviously wasn't going to happen. So it was like, you know what? The team's better. They see the window for Embiid. It's like, you know, they got the guy for 4 years. His last 2 years will probably be stinky. But, you know, you got 2-year window pretty much to win the championship. And I say, it looks like they're going for it. So I'm with it, you know. And then you
He's
got
with it.
Drummond. I think Drummond's a huge piece because it gives a lot of relief for Embiid. You
Think
know what I mean?
nothing.
Like, this dude's going to be playing ball all
We had
summer.
him 3 years ago.
we should
Yeah, I
have
know,
let
but
him go.
Get
It's different, though. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's going to be playing ball all summer. So chances are he's going to be beat tired before the season even starts. So, you know, you got a dude like Drummond who can get you 15 and 15 when Embiid's on the bench.
When we had
Or needs the
Drummond
night
and Steph
off.
Curry, was that not exciting? Did you not feel that that team was good? Meech, you're laughing at me.
No,
I don't
I'm-
appreciate this.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing because Rocky looks like he needs a trainer to smear Vaseline on the guy. It's the 5th round. Get back out there, baby.
Let's
It's still hot, man. It's still hot. I'll put this shirt on
Come
in a
on,
minute.
baby. You got to get back out
It's
there.
gross outside.
McCain is younger Seth Curry. And we got Drummond now. He's from Duke. Let's think about it. He shoots threes.
The Drummond trade, I mean, the Drummond signing is huge. Just for the basic fact that Embiid's playing in the Olympics all summer. The dude's going to need like 30 games off. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So somebody asked me that question today if I was upset about Embiid playing in the Olympics. And it was funny because when they first asked me, I was thinking if it meant like he was playing for the U.S., not whether he was playing or not. And then I realized he meant because he's, you know,
From
injury
Cameroon.
prone and whatever.
Uh,
And I was like, no, I don't think so. But it's a valid concern. I assume at this point he's 100%. Do you guys think that it's better for him to play or that he should not be playing?
I think you have to take that opportunity to play in the Olympics. Like this may not come around
you
again
can't
for
take
this
that
guy.
away from anybody.
You can't take it away from him. Like, would I not want him? Like, would I like him to not play? Of course, because that's selfish. But you got to think about him as the person. It's a once in a lifetime type of thing. You can't blame him or be mad at him for playing.
He's getting a lot of heat for playing for USA, which I think is kind of stupid because if I had a chance to play for Cameroon, USA, or France, I'd pick the USA too. It's a lot harder to get on
Siakam
team.
play for Cameroon. No one gives
Right.
him a shit.
Like it's hard to get on Team USA, and if you're a U.S. citizen, you want to play. That's fine. That doesn't bother me at all. But I don't know if any of you seen this. I was on Instagram today, and they were. I don't know if it was USA Basketball or NBA's feed. They were showing all the players like their first shot on Team USA, like it was Durant when he was a little kid on the national team, and their most recent one, and everybody was Team USA, and the first shot for Embiid was playing for Cameroon, and I was like, wow, they're like trying to do him dirt, and this is like an official account. This isn't like some guys messing with him.
Isn't it odd though that barely a month and a half has gone by and he's all of a sudden completely healthy again? Like, what are these injuries that, like, you know, it's like, so if he could take like 10 days off between playoff series, he'd be okay.
Well,
like,
yeah, he's only going to play 20 minutes a game in the Olympics. It's
I know, but
I think this is going to be good for his, getting back into shape. You need to play. Like, these guys back in the day used to play in charity events like all summer long. They would play constantly games nonstop.
I agree with you. I'm just saying it's odd to me that his injuries occur and heal in this way. It's not like a broken leg or a torn ligament. It's like all these dumbass nagging things that seem to hold him back at the most important times. Then he hangs out for a month and he's all of a sudden better.
And listen,
it's just annoying.
The Olympics didn't start yet. He's still got a few weeks to mess the knee up a little bit.
8-week recovery originally,
something like that,
and then he played in the playoffs, and then he had a couple.
Yeah, he's fine
after that. I mean,
you can't downplay also that the dude's gonna be playing ball like next to the best players in the world. Some of that's gonna rub off on him.
Now, here,
that winning attitude.
Carry love with him. Maybe we need a point guard.
You know what I mean? Hey, trade there.
Let me give you.
Embiid's going to shoot more threes now.
Let me give you a hypothetical for next year. Would you rather Embiid play 70 games, a career high, at 30 minutes a game, or would you rather him play like 58, 60 games, 38 to 40 minutes a game?
I'd rather
one.
You mean this year? Going into this year with the team we have?
Yeah.
I'm going with the shorter amount of games, higher minutes.
Shorter amount of games, higher minutes, because that's what you need in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You need more minutes. You need for him to put in 38 solid minutes in a playoff game to give you a chance. It's not like those regular season games in January against Atlanta where he drops 38 at the end of the third quarter and you're up 14. You could just sit him the rest of the fourth.
Right.
That's
right.
not happening in the playoffs.
Well,
that's what concerns me.
Until this year.
Luckily,
dominate everybody. And
luckily,
on the way to the finals.
Luckily,
4.
We can
16. We'll see the Larry, Paul George, Embiid,
Okay.
Maxey. You can't cut my mic off, can you?
Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson over here. Luckily, we have in our midst a special guest who's going to join the show who actually knows what they're talking about, who's a true professional, a longtime friend of the show, and one of Philadelphia's most up-and-coming, wonderful on-air personalities.
Me?
The lovely Caney is with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
What the heck?
Well, guessing. I should probably put my back on.
Dev is offended.
Sorry.
So first of all, I've been waiting to get in here. So hello, and I was waiting for Eric to finish whatever speech. He just doesn't stop yapping. First, we couldn't get him to start talking, and now it's like, come on, share the mic, bud.
Seriously, Dev.
Excuse me.
He's got diarrhea of the mouth.
Ever since he got back from Lake George, he hasn't shut the fuck up.
Did he just say I'm yapping?
Okay,
Yeah,
real quick, I have to say, Dev, thanks for joining us. We are going to be lucky enough to have Devin joining us from time to time on the show.
Oh,
and that is thanks to a sponsor, the wonderful Good Heart Law Firm. You may have heard of this law firm, longtime supporter of the program, the wonderful Mark Goodhart, Esquire. Also, by the way, Deb, I don't know if you know, a licensed NFL agent. So if anybody sees any talent out there, guys that are out grinding in the summer, make sure that we're getting them Mark's info.
Mark, can you give me a tryout?
And generally speaking,
Vince Papali.
guys, listen, if anybody who's listening or watching has a matter that requires legal attention, whether that be, you get hurt at work, you get hurt, in a wrongful way, you have maybe a medical malpractice situation. Really, what I've learned about Mark is he helps people when they go through really difficult situations that are really not their fault. And he will come to the rescue and aid of anybody in need. He's done it time and time again. Just the other day, he was talking to one of his clients that he was trying to help get out of a precarious situation when I was trying to get him to hit his golf shot. So Mark is a fantastic attorney who works really hard. So we're really happy that he is subsidizing the appearance of the wonderful Devin Caney. So Devin, real quick, you probably heard us talking back and forth about the Sixers scenario. We hadn't heard from Meach for a while. He's a little worried that he's being a little too cranky. You know, everybody is super fired up. I know you're seeing this all the time. Do you think that people are justified in being that excited about the Sixers, or do you think they're overdoing it a little bit and we kind of got to wait and see, Embiid's going to get injured, yada, yada, yada?
I think Meach is overdoing it with his negativity. Like, we're talking about this team as if they haven't made the playoffs in like 30 years. I mean, look at the Flyers. They haven't won the Stanley Cup in like anyone's lifetime here. So I think as
Flyers
far as,
hate.
sorry, I didn't mean to pull the Flyers in this, but as far as the Sixers go, like, I know it's frustrating. They get knocked out in the second round. Joel Embiid is still, when he's fully healthy, one of the best players, one of the best, if not the best center in the league.
I like that little qualifier you put in there before when he's fully healthy. That's always the qualifier.
How is it his fault? Like, I just don't get why we're.
I didn't
hating
say
on the
it's his
Sixers
fault.
and Joel
Like,
Embiid for
I'm not
being
blaming.
healthy. He played with half of a face and half of a knee. Sorry, my dog is over this conversation.
Oh, is that the dog? We love the dog.
Yeah.
It's funny because Dev and Fink, it's almost like I don't want to say they aligned on this before the show, but they're very similar. They're both Embiid apologists, whereas Meach is dug in on this whole.
I don't think it's negativity when it's been beaten into you for 8 straight seasons. This is just.
Would you
the
rather have
reality
them
that I
never
live
make
in.
the playoffs? Like, they're competitive every season. This past season, they
No,
had
I
2
said they're going to
players
be.
on their
I said they
roster.
might
had
win
Tyrese
65
Maxey,
games.
and they had Joel Embiid.
They're going to
I
be
feel
a
like I'm
great
arguing
team
with
to watch,
teammates
but
at this point.
in the playoffs, it just never happens.
Well, look, I think my philosophy here, Dev, is that they've done enough. You know, you look at the Caleb Martin signing, it's a perfect example of adding somebody that, you know, really adds the kind of depth that we've lacked. There's been a pretty sharp cliff that we've fallen off when you get to the 4th, 5th guys. And so I think people are, it's funny because people want this so bad, right? Like the Sixers championship. And granted, we want the Phillies too, but the Sixers championship is really the one that everybody wants. And so I think people are just so desperate to be like, no, it's going to be different. We can do this. It's going to be great, you know? And I think you see that. I mean, Dev, you're talking to people on a day in, day out basis. You feel that desperation from the population or what?
I actually would say that I think and I can even agree with this personally with my thoughts on the Sixers and my desire to have them win a championship. It kind of ended like 2 seasons ago. Like, there was definitely several points for several seasons where I was like, I would rather have the Sixers win a championship than any other team in Philadelphia. Like, post Eagles winning the Super Bowl era is what I'm talking about with the Sixers. And then I think maybe with that missed shot from Ben Simmons was when kind of my heart started to die. And I feel like they've really done a number on the fan base. I mean, look at Meach. He's a perfect example. Like, what the Sixers have robbed him of all emotions and hope and optimism.
I'm a broken man,
I
Devin.
don't blame him because they haven't given us much to be excited about. But my point is, I don't feel the desperation because I think the Sixers have made most of his fan base like pretty numb to pain just because they've hurt us over and over and over again. That everyone is afraid. It's like a toxic relationship. Everyone's afraid to kind of fully jump back in, myself included.
Well, Meach is hurt.
Like, all right, can I present this to you? If year after year Fink disappointed you, and then one year he's like, yo, I got like 3 new outfits and a new pair of sneakers. You're like, oh my God, I'm so looking. This year is going to be so much different.
I'm happy you said year after year instead of night after night.
What kind of analogy is that, Dev?
I'm just busting your
How is that? I don't
chops
know.
stuff.
I'm not seeing the alignment there, so I don't know.
She's used to
Valiant effort.
Fink's disappointed.
I was just
stop.
breaking balls.
Stones. But I guess it's not. Anyway,
Breaking his balls, busting your chops.
Now, Deb,
That makes
did you know that your guy Fink?
Bone double?
I mean, he is an authoritative figure on many, many things, right? And recently, we realized that he knows a very peculiar expertise in the tastes of the populace of Philadelphia. Did you see this article about the Twisted Tea craze? I don't know if you got a chance to see that. Did you happen to see that?
I did see it. I was proud of him. But like I never knew that Eric was the face of Twisted Tea for all of Philadelphia. And,
Oh,
like,
do you say you're proud of me?
yeah.
And just so
I'm
if
proud of
anyone's-
you.
I have
You're
no
the
idea
king
what's
of
going on here. What's going on with the Twisted Teas?
All right, let's fill
Yeah,
Rock.
I have no
It is a
idea either.
fun fact.
Rock lives under a
Eric
rock.
can attest.
I live
We were just
under
on-
the
Let's
rock.
fill the listening audience.
Yeah,
in.
we're gonna do
I
that
mean,
right now. So
Yeah,
check this out,
explain.
everybody. Okay, so this is an excerpt from a Philadelphia magazine article, and I had to look this up too. This was one of those things where I see like buzzing around, I'm not sure what's going on, and then I looked at it, and I see it in the very midst of the article. It's a quote that says, "In the Northeast, fucking everyone drinks Twisted Tea." Eric Fink. And you know,
I'm gonna be honest. I did not know it was on the record that whole time. I see that quote. I was just like, oh god.
yeah, and there's more to it in here. It says, then in 2008, the Phillies made the World Series. That's just where we all started going heavy on the Twisted Teas, says Eric Fink, native son of the Northeast and namesake of beloved Tacony Deli Fink's Hoagies.
That's so proud.
It's also in this story when you'll be introduced to the concept of a tee off, roll the grainy newsreel footage. Are you familiar, Dev, with a tee off? Because I've never heard of this, and I became a little weary of what that might be. Do you know if Eric has participated in any tee offs?
I don't know if Eric has. I have, and for the first time ever this past Eagles season when we were in the Northeast, because I was up there for like a work event, and all of Eric's friends came out, and one of his best friends' girlfriends, Lisa, was like, "I'm gonna get a Twisted Tea," and I think Eric had mentioned that Twisted Tea was like a really big thing in the Northeast for whatever reason. And I felt like I was like studying abroad or something. It was like doing what the locals do. So I attempted to tee off with her, and she absolutely smoked me. So I just ended up sipping my Twisted Tea. It was really sad. But I've
All right,
never
hold
seen
up.
Wait, what's
Eric
the tee
do
off?
it. So you guys should
Okay,
probably
two
do
things.
it live on the next episode.
Okay,
Unless you
that's a
have
good idea. Two things. Did you just compare being in Northeast Philadelphia to studying abroad? Because I love
Yeah.
that. That's
did.
brilliant. Okay. Now, do you mind
Not
explaining?
everyone
What country?
can hang.
Okay.
It's for the very select few.
Can you explain what a tee off is real quick? Because I actually don't know. I read it in the article, but I want to get a
She don't
breakdown
know.
from you. Do you know?
She just said she
What?
sipped it.
If there's like a detail that I'm getting wrong here, Eric, you can correct me, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty similar to shotgunning a beer. You just twist off the top and chug it, and then whoever chugs it first wins, right?
Yeah, you just,
Yeah, just-
you,
That's not
it's a
that
chug
exciting.
off.
You're just
It
chugging
is
it.
Somebody
exciting
with a
because so
Twisted
here's the
Tea.
thing. It's an uncarbonated drink, so it goes down like
Well, you know,
Yeah.
and then
my son challenged me to a tee off at a pool party a few years ago, and he embarrassed me. You know what he did? He stuck a straw in the side of it and like had it come out. So if you put the air in there like that, it just
pours right out. Yeah.
out. So I'm sitting there like a dummy, like gulp, 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 gulp. Meanwhile, his just came out like, and he beat me like
there's a sign.
embarrassed
to it now.
me. But
These
then
kids-
I saw the straw hanging on. So I
That's
called
what
him out for
happens.
cheating.
The kids
I
know.
would. You should have grounded them.
Yeah, we got any teas in here? So can we tee
Nah,
off one right now?
We don't have
Yeah,
the
you
teas, but
guys-
that's a good idea. See, Dev,
Yeah.
you're already paying dividends. You're giving us great ideas, and
Yeah, there you go.
we thank you so much for joining us. Before you go, well, I just want to get your
that the dog in the lap?
the dog is there. What's the dog's
Yeah.
name again, guys? I can't.
Magic.
Magic.
That's amazing, beautiful. Look at that. Oh my god.
Oh, magic.
He's like, what?
Yes.
He's like, I did not want to be here.
That's so cute. Amazing. All right. Well, Dev, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I was going to ask you about the Phils real quick. How do you, I mean, obviously we're loving things with the Phils. We feeling good. I mean, we've had some fun in the parking lot, for the tailgate. Is that funny to you? We've had a good time with the playoff runs, and I'm just wondering if you think we should expect that and we can keep that going, and we might, be able to actually get it done this year.
I hope so. I mean, circling back to our earlier conversation on the Sixers winning an NBA championship, like at one point that probably would have been my like happiest, Philly sports fan goal. But now I just need this Phillies team to win the World Series. Like they have to win the World Series this season. Anything less is going to be a disappointment. I'm not breaking any news by telling you guys that. So I've discovered in the last couple seasons, postseasons, that Red October is probably my favorite thing ever in Philly sports, favorite time of year. So I'm already looking forward to it. I hope we can get back to tailgating and hopefully also doing a parade. Finally, I feel like we've discussed a potential City Pigeons, championship parade, celebration type show now for several teams, and they've never come to fruition. So we have to just see this one through. We need, I'll talk to you guys on Broad when the Phillies are parading down. Hopefully.
Awesome. Yes.
Summer is right?
Hold on, Mark. Go ahead.
I don't think Mark's mic is on. I cannot.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We're in the thick of summer. I love summer. Start talking about the fall and Philly sports, and this fall has the potential to be unbelievable. Right? The Phillies in the World Series, all the excitement around the Eagles, the excitement we talked about around the Sixers, and the Flyers should be better. They've got the young guys. This fall in Philly, we've been here before, see how it goes, but this fall can be unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, the past few years have been kind of nuts. The Eagles started off so strong, and we were just going through the epic Red October. It becomes kind of tough, man. I gotta do some I gotta figure out how to get my stamina up. Maybe I should start drinking more, just to get ready for this. Anyway, Dev, thank you so much.
Before we let you go,
no.
I didn't know if you knew this. We have a new segment on this show, okay? It's called Rapid Fire. So we're going to ask you a rapid fire series of questions before we let you go. It's probably going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Are you ready?
Yes. Wait,
name your favorite player of each of the 4 local teams. No,
name my favorite player from each of the 4 teams.
Each team. Yes. Rapid fire. Come on.
Oh my god.
It's a lot.
Freeze.
Eagles.
Devontae
Eagles. Questions.
Now, hold on.
Devontae Smith, Travis Konechny, Tyrese Maxey, Brandon Marsh.
Who's your favorite host on the City Pigeons podcast? Did you freeze over there?
I guess.
Losers. All right, that was the end of the rapid fire questioning.
Wow, you did all that just to.
I had a lot more. Right.
I'm sorry. I stalled because I really couldn't figure out who my favorite Eagle was. I kind of panicked there for a second. All the other teams I have down.
Shit. I know.
Devontae's safe, but
none of the other Eagles got you a couch, right?
I was gonna say Jalen Hurts, and then I was like,
Meech brought up a good point. He said none of the other Eagles got you a couch.
That's true. So Devontae should be my favorite.
Okay. Dev, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to the Good Heart Firm for sponsoring your appearance. And I think we got something nice going here. Mark, I think we can, let's get Dev back anytime, right? All right. Yeah.
She's waiting for your Venmo, Mark.
Dev, Fink really thought long and hard about rapid fire, so we'll be making sure we have another good one lined up for you next time. But have a good night. We'll try to keep him here as long as we can. Maybe you can go to sleep before he gets back. All right.
Please do.
Thanks, Dev. Appreciate you.
See you, Dev.
All right.
I'm in so much trouble.
What did you do, Fink?
Good work.
I seen a face during rapid fire. It was like, don't do this.
You've been down that road.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I was gonna honestly ask her who's the funniest person she knows because I know it's me because I'm fucking hilarious.
I see someone say questionable hand gesture, Meech.
That's my boy. That's my boy, Big.
Did you see you doing the twisted
something with the glug glug?
When you were like this, you're like when you were like I was like glug glug.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
That's what he meant. That's what he meant by that, Meech.
Thanks for calling me out. That was questionable, and I was. Wondering what I did.
I'll be hearing about that at work tomorrow.
Really bad.
Listen. I'm glad that we had. I'm glad that we had some fun.
Glug in there. So.
I'm the Zesty podcast host.
There you go.
You're Zesty.
I'll be hearing about that at work tomorrow when I come in.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's do something that
Jesse
I think
hates when we get off the rails.
He
sees it going. He's just like, guys,
we got to do something. We got to do something. All right. So I wanted to bring up something else that we love the cultural stuff with the Twisted Tea.
Wait, real quick. I'm sorry. Before you move on,
Okay.
Can we get more into this?
What the
You
hell
want to
was-
talk more about it, Rob?
I don't understand. What was the article about? Was it about Twisted Tea?
So it was about how Twisted.
Northeast Philadelphia is like the #1 export of twisted tea in the entire country,
Philly,
and
like,
it's not even close.
like even Twisted Tea put like a heat map of where their sales are at, and was
And
like Philly was like red, like it's bright
Really?
red. So it was like the history into where Twisted Tea
like
started.
the Maggie's, the bar up near us, has it on tap, and
That's
no,
amazing.
like no one else in the country,
That's so
because
good.
the tea isn't good to have on tap, so you have to go through so much of it,
Yeah,
or otherwise the lines will clog. So that's why they can't put it on tap.
syrup
But
and
they go
sugar
through.
and-
I mean, I know they said it in the article. I was glancing through it, but I mean, they go through so much goddamn.
They said when
twisted tea.
Keenan's was at its peak, they were going through 12,000 bottles a week,
What
and that's what they
at that bar?
in Wildwood.
That's in
Oh.
Wildwood.
Wildwood. They said it
Okay.
migrated from Wildwood.
Got it.
And
Yeah,
like everyone from
confused.
Northeast,
Yeah, Northeast
goes to
and Wildwood's
so
kinda
like the
synonymous.
connection happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I get involved in 08.
Hence,
because
Meech is going on vacation to Wildwood.
I never. I didn't
Yeah,
grow up
that's
going to Wildwood, as you know. We obviously were in Ocean City,
Yeah.
but now if I would like to rent a house in Ocean City, but it's I don't know. It's
look at that fact.
none of my kids' friends are there, so I would have to drive them to Wildwood every night anyway.
Yeah.
So there's no point.
So, one more thing. Sorry. Is Twisted Tea still the thing up in the Northeast? Or y'all
Oh, yeah.
migrated to the state sides?
No,
or the
it's
surf
still-
sides?
No.
Nah?
Twisted Tea
Twisted
will
Tea
always-
Light is probably like
Twisted Tea Light.
yeah, you-
Sounds disgusting.
there's some weeks you can't even get that.
Oh shit.
Do they mock people that drink?
I have a photo on my phone from probably a year or two ago. There was like a shortage. Like there was a sign in beer distributors like you can only buy like 3 cases of Twisted Tea Light because they couldn't get it in. Like
Oh,
it's
shit.
insane.
Philly, man.
All right.
Yeah, here's
That
my
shit's like
buddy-
gold
my
in the
buddy Bry
Northeast,
checked
man.
in. My buddy Bry owns a beer distributor.
Mm.
He said they were going to discontinue Tea Light 15 years ago, but they couldn't because of the sales in Northeast Philly and Lower Bucks.
So you're laughing.
And
We're
he
serious.
knows.
That's
Like,
crazy.
he owns a beer distributor. He's like
I'm sorry, I sidetracked everything with the question.
That's
So,
okay.
yeah,
Like,
no,
also,
this whole podcast is a big sidetrack. We love it.
sorry.
then we like upgraded from the Twisted Tea to we brought it to softball. And we got like the party pouch. So it's like
Party
a
pouch.
I heard about the
Twisted
pouch.
Tea
What's the
in a
pouch?
bag.
So it was like a sack of Twisted Tea.
Yeah, so
like
you
a big
take
sack.
it. So it comes in a cardboard keg. But you take
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out. So
you take
every
it out
time-
and you just start
every time
sipping.
someone scored on our team, you come in,
Oh,
you're
man.
slapping the bag. You're like,
We
it's
need to
a
get
great
one of them
time,
down
man.
here.
Watch
We need
the
to get one of
gesture.
them.
Yeah, having a great time.
Don't glug or anything, dude. He's slapping
Beautiful.
bags on top. He's slapping the bag.
Slapping
I'm
bags.
glugging.
Slapping bags. All right. So I thought I enjoyed
Sorry.
this. To be honest with you, I enjoy talking about Fink being an authority on
I
the
put my
Twisted
headphones
Tea
back on.
phenomenon more than I do talking about Philly sports. I'm happy to do that. I love the cultural stuff, the lifestyle stuff. I had a funny scenario happen in my life recently that I thought would be worth discussing because it's kind of a unique thing. It involves my wife. Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull this.
His mic's not on, is it?
Yeah, his mic is on. I'll explain later. Anyway, no, your mic is on. You're good. Okay, so I just want to show you guys this screenshot of my wife's phone. When I pull this up, read from the bottom to the top, and I will actually, you know what? I'm gonna read from the bottom to the top, okay? And I'm gonna give you the explanation of what's going on here. So my wife ordered off of Caviar, right? You guys are familiar with this. Caviar, DoorDash. If you want to pay $15 more than you would for the actual food,
I've never once ordered from one of these places.
not
yeah, hell
surprising.
yeah.
Not do
I'm
you, Rob?
completely against that shit.
I still call the food. Like if I go to
I don't even-
place on a block, I'll be like, hey, can I call it?
Yeah, I barely get delivery, man. I barely
I
get
go
delivery.
pick up
Yeah, I go
everywhere.
pick up. Yeah.
All right. Well, what we've established is you guys are super badass, keeping it real.
Yeah.
And
Well, my shit.
You're not gonna take
like-
our jobs, AI.
I got to start. Did I ever tell you about the time?
no,
Sorry.
no,
All right.
you cannot do that. I am telling a story. Okay, listen.
Can't hijack his story. Look, before he tells it.
My wife, I love her to death, but she uses those apps. She orders Amazon packages all day, every day. You know what I mean? Like, damn it. I don't know what to tell you guys. It is what it is, but she's great. Anyway, so she orders off the app, and it's like Uber Eats or anything like that. You know, when they're coming, it shows you the message that they're going to be there or whatever, right? But that message was followed by a series of messages, okay, and from the person who delivered the food. So I want you to just take a look at this real quick. Rock is just leaving, which is fine. I don't really care. He wanted to tell his story, but here's my story. So read from the bottom. Okay, I'll start. 21 minutes ago. Well, forget the minutes. Caviar. James Smith is approaching with your order from Mayako restaurant. She went with a little Japanese.
Oh my God.
And in his second message, he says, "You're a smoke show, Becca. Can I ask if you're married?" He then follows that up with, "Oh no, your caviar order has been delivered. Per your instructions, your dasher left it at your door." Then he follows up by saying, "I guess let me know if you're married and let me know how that edamame is."
Shout out James, bro.
James thing I've ever heard in my life. He said, "Hey baby, are you married?" And
Now,
how's the
wait,
edamame?
real quick. Can I say something? So how this went down is actually even funnier because I was on the phone with my wife. I was driving. She was talking. She's like, "Oh, my food's here." She gets her food, whatever. She's like, "Hey, can you let me call you right back?" So she gets off the phone with me. She calls me right back. She goes, "Oh my gosh, that was the guy from Caviar, and he asked me if I was married." So the dude, like,
He called?
He called. In addition to those messages, he called to ask her if she was married. The best part is she's on speakerphone, and my son hears it, and he goes, "Mom, that guy's trying to hook up with you."
That's great.
And so, am I supposed to feel honored, defensive, jealous?
So anyway,
Hold on.
What
I
are you
got a
supposed to
couple
do?
questions
One at a
about
time.
this. I got a
Go
couple
ahead, Brock.
questions. First of all, when these people deliver the food, don't they just like drop it at the door and like keep them pushing? So she like,
Well, I think sometimes that does happen. Sometimes maybe she saw him coming, but she said the dude just like came up and went. It wasn't like they looked at each other or like noted, I don't know. I don't know how the guy.
okay.
So.
Second thing, this dude needs to be reported ASAP because of. Oh no, this dude needs to be reported. Like,
First,
you can't.
you got to put it on social media.
Oh yeah, you
and
put it on
tag
social media.
Caviar and
Yeah.
get some fucking credits.
All right, now you're thinking like me.
Ass idea.
You know what? You want $1,000 in credit? That's sexual
Wait,
harassment,
Hold
brother.
on. In late, this dude.
Listen, but before we go crazy here,
A lawyer. Wait, hold on.
my man,
Hold on. Mark, will you take this case for us? Like, do you think I got something? Can we bother them enough that I get something out of it?
Can we
Hell
change
yeah.
the name of Caviar to Jesse's?
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's called Jesse.
I know what James was trying to do, which is horrible for you, but I'm Team James here. Like, he asked if she was married. He was very he was complimentary. He was respectful.
And he asked how the food was.
Yeah, I mean, I
Wait,
don't
he
know.
called.
I'd
though.
give him a shot, Jess. I'd let him take.
Give him a shot.
I don't know, man.
Hold on.
You're supposed to be professional delivering food. You're supposed to be working, not hitting on your.
Yeah, but put yourself in
people that you're
James'
delivering-
shoes. You
Right.
deliver the food. You see a woman that you think is attractive, and you're just
You know
trying
the
to find out-
neighborhood you're
Dude, but-
delivering the food.
I mean,
from.
in light of like the thing that everybody saw today with the Dollar Tree, right? There's some real creeps out there in this world. This dude James could be right now sitting outside of your house across the street,
doing what?
staking out your fucking shit, and
Mark, I think we
Who
do
knows?
need, based on
I
the
think-
way he's describing this,
I think
I
James
think
needs
we
to be
might need to
reported.
pursue
Right,
some legal
right.
action.
I'm
here.
going to ask the question to Jesse that everyone is afraid to ask. I'm just going to ask,
Just do it.
how was edamame?
We didn't talk about that. Mommy.
No,
I do like Fink's idea though.
I would agree with you, but
Oh, yeah, you gotta-
I think the guy who doesn't make those advances is more likely to be the creep that just stalks from and doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I
At
don't know,
least
man.
this guy was up front. I don't
So,
know.
I guess so.
I,
Yeah, you
I
probably
like
got weird people out there. One time I was delivering food. I went to the door. Guy was in whitey tighties, no shirt, nothing, and he had scotch tape on his nose.
Shut
Are you
up.
Up
serious?
to his
like
head.
Pee Wee Herman.
No, he had like multiple.
Jeffrey
He had multiple
Dahmer?
streams. He had like 6 strings of scotch tape just going from his nose up to his head, and I had to like. I was. Just
Oh
like,
my! Was this in the Northeast?
yeah, like
He might have been that Northeast.
that's probably one of
He
the.
was the Swiss
Probably
cheese
one of
I
bandit.
was gonna say, he might have been that
Yes.
Northeast guy with the cheese.
Like there was one time like a guy like gave me money and like I grabbed it and the money was like damp and I was just, it was to the point that like the guy creeped
just
me out
dipped
enough
it
that
in
like
his
I
own
was just
urine.
like, you know what, I just dropped it. I didn't take it. It was like $6.
Wow.
I was
Wait,
like,
can I ask you a quick question? Did you just misspeak, or is this another cultural distinction?
No,
Is
no.
it whitey tighties where you come from, or tighty whiteys?
What are you tighties?
Is it interchangeable?
I never heard
I
whitey
never
tighties.
heard whitey
Yeah, that's
tighties,
what I was
but
thinking. I thought maybe
Damn,
that's.
am I the only one that's been calling them whitey tighties? throughout the
I think
season?
so. I think you got
George
that
Jefferson
backwards.
might have used that at one point. You know
My
what I mean?
dad still wears whitey tighties.
That's cool. Do what you got to do.
Those stories were way better
Very
than my
functional.
story, man.
out in your dad like
Yeah.
that, dude.
Right.
That can go viral, man.
Yeah. To be honest
Yeah,
with
and
you,
all,
man,
and all.
this sounds kind of lame, but like, I don't know if I want to put James out like that. Like,
Put him
he-
out there, bro.
He was just, kind of.
Horny.
Look, say you put this out there, it goes viral. James goes viral.
Let's
You
pull
know,
it back
it's a
up for
win-win
anyone
for
that just
everybody,
joined.
right?
Yeah,
You
until
know what I mean?
James's life is ruined. He shows up and kills everyone.
That's his fault,
Oh,
man.
I'm not.
You got a point. I mean, Mark, he knows where I live.
He does.
You know what I
The
mean?
name is James Smith, though. That's the kind of like.
That would suck.
He's gonna lose his job, dude. If we do something.
I think that's innocent. I mean, it's unprofessional, yes.
yeah, that does
It's
suck.
absolutely unprofessional. But it's innocent.
I think you take him for at least $50.
But say
50
real quick.
bucks, it'll
Say
have
James is
no
also
meals.
because a lot of these guys they're doing caviar, they're doing DoorDash, they're
What
doing
else is he
Uber,
doing?
they're doing Lyft. Say this guy
You know,
James
this is not okay.
really is a
You guys
creep,
are wrong.
and he's got some drunk young girl that
Oh,
he's
come
picked up
on.
from the bar on his Lyft on the way home, and
Oh, so we
See-
could have
see
prevented
where
that.
we've
You're
gone?
putting that on
Possibly.
us.
Yeah.
I'm with. Now I switched. I'm with Rock now. This is not.
this is
appropriate
not good behavior, man. Can't be hitting
That
on
could
people
be.
you're
That could
delivering.
be a trend of his.
Well,
You don't know what's gonna happen. This.
a duty.
Tonight on the 11 o'clock
Oh,
news,
no, not a duty, Mark. I don't want to have a
Lyft
duty.
driver named James kidnaps and murders drunk 16-year-old girl.
Oh no, you don't want
We'll
to.
talk about it later.
Yeah, you don't want to.
It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
City Pigeons podcast
Okay.
uncovers.
So those two stories that
serial
you guys had
kidnapper.
were way better than the story of my guy delivering a pizza, but instead of getting a whole pizza, there was a slice missing when it came to the house. So
From your pizza.
from our pizza, yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Like,
So what did you
one-
do something about that? Did you call the place?
we called the place, they gave us the credit back, and we had to order the pizza.
Would have been
and
so
I ended up,
amazing.
ended up
He got
having to go
$20
pick the
credit for
pizza up
just a
myself
slice
anyway.
missing.
Dude, would have been so amazing if they delivered you one slice.
My wife opened the box. She's like, "No fucking way!" And I'm like, "What? What? What's going on?" She's like, "There's a slice missing from the pizza." I'm like, I ain't eating that shit. I don't know what he did to that pizza."
When I was a young attorney, I worked on a case, and I think I can say it this way without identifying the pizza parlor. They delivered pizza to a family, and they had put feces.
Oh no!
Oh.
On
Are you serious?
Garnered a large set.
Hell yeah, that has to.
I would have burnt that place down
the
myself.
old Uncle Ed Savitz pizza.
Man,
Okay.
that's a shitty ass pizza right
All
there.
right. So that was good. That's the kind of stuff you just can't make up. And hopefully some more.
Yo, shout out
Yo,
James.
check it
yo.
out. I brought back the relic tonight.
Is that
Oh, yeah.
pizza place closed, by the way?
Use stairs in case of emergency. Highest selling T-shirt in the
In-
Fightins.com
in-
history.
In the history of
Love
any
it.
Philly shirt. Amazing. Keep it going. How long have you had that thing?
2009 is that?
Yeah. You don't wear it a lot, so it's probably
2008?
okay.
In the
Probably
year
okay.
2000.
Okay.
Series.
No, I found it in storage.
On like we don't have one of these
Storage.
things we missed segments, but there was something that I wanted to ask you guys, and I guess we're getting pretty close to an hour here, so we can pretty much wrap this up. Did you guys? No, we're not getting the
We're not
Rocky
doing that
baseball.
today.
Okay, so did you guys see?
Nola's doing Nola things.
Noah's hurt.
We didn't talk, by the way.
Wheeler's hurt, right?
This is the portion of the program where everyone just starts blurting shit out, and I do get upset.
All right,
about
let's
that,
go.
So can we just-
Program or
Okay,
program?
everyone saw the Maxi situation with the wonderful tribute that they did to him in the museum and all
Maxi
that.
Museum.
I assume everyone.
I kind of saw a little bit, but didn't like.
you kind of saw it.
I mean, I didn't like look like into the detail. I
you,
just saw
but
that
you
they did
fully
something
watched the Dollar Tree video.
correct.
Okay, I just want to be clear about the kind of content that you consume. Okay.
The Maxi video was 5 minutes. Dollar Tree.
All right.
It was
5
long.
seconds.
It was long,
Exactly.
but that was
Oh.
pretty cool. And was that Rich Paul at the end? Is that his agent? Who the guy?
He's the
he
clutch.
said he'd never seen anyone
Yeah,
do
clutch
anything like
dude.
that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool of the Sixers to do that. And it was just part of this. You know, that's part of the excitement too. The vibes are just really good. Maxi and Embiid there with the free agents joining. But another thing that the Sixers did, Paul George talked about on his podcast, was they put together a video where like all of the usual suspects, the usual celebrities, you know, sent him messages and stuff like what Lil Dicky. I love that Lil Dicky is like one of the go-to.
Season ticket holder for the Lakers, by the way.
Oh,
Is he really?
call him out.
Yeah,
Tell him, Meech.
He just likes basketball. Though. The guy does like basketball. He lives in LA.
I like
so.
basketball. I wouldn't fucking buy season tickets for the Lakers.
If you were a star in LA and had the cash, you just might, dude. You never know. Anyway, point is this: you got Lil Dicky, you
Tell
got
him,
Kevin
Mitch.
Hart. Who are the other? All the usual suspects.
Saquon.
And I thought to myself, if this goes south, and Paul George ends up, being washed over the next year or two, like these people should bear some responsibility in this. They should have had to make a decision about whether they thought this was going to work out. We should be calling out them because they were part of the reason that he came to the Sixers. Don't you think
Here's
they should
another
be accountable?
thing. You want me to be negative?
Do it.
Did you listen to Podcast P's podcast?
Ooh, geez.
The fucking Sixers were his third choice. He wanted to stay in LA. They didn't offer him shit. He wanted to get traded to Golden State, and he was talking about how great it would have been to play with Steph and Draymond. I mean, he's talking like this is on his podcast.
He said this?
Yeah, he said this.
Yeah.
And
After he signed.
Yeah.
after he signed, and he's like, it would have been great. That's what I really wanted. And he's like, but the sign and trade didn't go through. So the Sixers came in, and it was a good situation. And I was like, you know what? Let's make the best. It was clearly his third choice, but I'm supposed to be like, oh, this is the greatest thing. And it,
Yeah, you got to swallow that comment. You can't say that shit coming into your first season in a city like this.
he needs podcast content.
Yeah, but the way he delivered it,
He's
I feel like
hedging
he-
already.
No, he gave you more. I feel like an inside the player negotiation.
Yeah, here's my inside player shit. Here's my third choice that came and swooped me up after the
It
two
was
that
the
I
money.
wanted didn't fucking want me.
He wanted to stay with the Clippers. I think he made that very clear.
Well, he's from LA.
Yeah, he's from California. He's from out there. I mean,
But he didn't have to say the Warriors are my second choice. And
I agree.
sign
And then
and trade
I
fell
called
through.
him a freak
Yeah,
for
that's
tucking his
pretty weak,
sweatpants
man.
in, and everyone
Yeah,
got
but
mad at me.
What?
Look,
He tucked his sweatpants into his socks. I was mad at the
That's the
Golden-
thing. That's
I
the
know.
thing,
I made
dude.
fun. I was mad because of Golden State comment, and everyone's like, "It's a
Yeah.
thing." I was just like,
You're not a hooper,
all
man.
right,
You don't
hold on.
understand.
Mark, go ahead. Hey, Brian.
I ain't tucking my
Oh,
I ain't tucking my sweatpants
I
in my
will-
socks.
I'll dunk on you, bro.
Mark, go ahead.
No, I won't.
Brian,
No, I
tell
won't.
us if you can hear Mark. You should be able to hear him. If you can't, let me
Yeah,
know.
my thumb may have hit the.
That's it. He turned off his mic. And by the way, he's
Yeah.
in the bar, not the
Told you.
kitchen.
Freddie Mercury doesn't know how to
my
use that
bad.
mic.
But I was
Does look
telling
like
that
a kitchen.
confidential story, so it actually worked out. Um, so, did anyone see the photo when Paul George agreed to sign with the Sixers and he was meeting with Josh Harris?
Yeah, Daryl Morey was
Daryl
wearing
Morey.
his only
Why
suit
were they
jacket.
all? Yeah, he was wearing the suit
missing
jacket that
all
was
of this
too
stuff.
big over a t-shirt.
It's the only one he
Dr.
owned.
J was
You see
wearing
that?
suit pants with a sweatshirt. It was the oddest photo. And then if you look closely, they were all in their socks,
Yeah.
not shoes.
Because Paul George doesn't let people in his house and wearing their shoes.
I
That's
hate
what
that.
that
by the way.
was?
I hate
Okay.
that. I hate that. I hate that.
I don't know. It was like a
It's like a
nondescript
Japanese
background.
custom in his
Yeah.
house. And did you notice the Iverson shirt he was wearing?
Yes.
The picture looks like DeMar DeRozan. Doesn't even look like fucking. Go look at the picture. It's such a weird picture. A bunch of fucking freaks in it.
Meech
I've
just
never seen this
keeping
picture.
It was an
real
odd picture.
Can you pull that
all
picture
night
up?
long.
Look at the Daryl Morey suit jacket and Google like Daryl Morey at press conferences. It's the same one he wears to every press
Can
conference.
somebody pull that up? I haven't seen
and
it.
it's all wrinkly. It's just a mess. Like the Sixers season will end up
And
being.
Josh Harris looks like he's 2.5 feet tall.
It kills
I
me
love
inside.
bringing everybody
It
down.
kills me inside.
Yo,
We needed this. We needed
No.
Meech to come back
Real quick.
and bring everyone to reality.
So Rich
But be
Paul,
happy if you want.
Rich
It's gonna be a great
Paul is
season.
Maxey's agent,
Like,
right?
yeah.
And they had this, museum, whatever, this tribute.
That you barely watch, yes.
Yeah, I didn't see it at all. To be
Sure.
honest with you, is
Too
that
busy.
a cover up for Franz Wagner and Cade Cunningham getting $20 more million than Maxey? That's like a cover up to me, man. I don't know.
You know
dude. How
what?
do those
I
guys
think-
get
I
more
mean,
money than
think-
Maxey?
I think that's because Maxey was due for extension last year, and he waited the extra year so we can sign Paul George and have extra space.
If I'm Maxey and I see those two dudes getting more money than me, I'm like, yeah, what the
but
fuck,
he's
Rich?
eventually going to get it. Like,
Is he?
I mean, he's on a trajectory to go keep on getting better and better.
Whoa, what is going on?
He said a trajectory. I love
Yo,
it.
yo,
dude.
guess what I bought my
Let's go.
guess what I bought
This
my
is what-
one of
this
my
is, like, once
twins
I start-
at Wildwood next week.
Oh man,
It'll be here this week. The Bronny James Jr. Laker jersey.
Oh, throw that in the trash, bro.
No, man.
I asked him when he told me he was going to Wildwood. I said, "Did you pick out all your jerseys yet?"
Now I'm getting the
where
kids jersey.
where Bronny got drafted last year, 2-way contracts, $530K. He got a $7 million.
Listen,
Wait, what? You got $7 million guarantee?
You know
contract?
why? I mean,
What?
It's just crazy, man. Like
They
I
need
wish
to need
my
more
dad
money.
would do that for me.
Like those guys needed more money.
I hope Bronny James.
He looked like
proves everyone
shit the
wrong.
other night too.
Yeah,
He looked like dog
points on
shit.
1 of 3 shooting in 29 minutes tonight.
He looked like dog shit the other night too.
All right.
It's just-
Listen,
Go
good.
Bronny. I'm rooting for you,
I'm
bro.
rooting for
I
him
like you
too.
better than your dad.
We didn't really get into the Phils much. I see Kirkring's on the mound, and you guys can still
All-star
get
snub.
you can still get the Orion Kirkring Orion Constellation shirt at citypigeonspod.com.
Only if you want to be cool.
Only if you want to be cool, because
If you want to be a fucking dork, don't get it.
pretty accurate, folks. Pretty accurate. All right. Well, with that, we're gonna close it down here on episode 89. Guys,
Where's Tommy at?
Thanks for being here. Tommy couldn't make it tonight, but we'll hope to have him back soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining
Miss you,
us.
Tom.
We'll see you next time. Go Phils, go Sixers, Twisted
No more
Tea.
questionable hand gestures. I'm only saluting.
No more caviar.
Go Birds.
People hitting
Go
on my wife.
Sixers. Meech is
Blah,
going to
blah,
come
blah.
around on you.
I'm going to be rooting for you guys.